Hi, my name is Lim Mei Wei. Is the disclosure of CO pay in Malaysia potentially misleading? Is the title of our study. And we have two authors in this study. The first one is me, Lim Mei Wei, and the second is Hafiz Nokairu Bajuri. And my presentation will be under 6 parts, which are introductions, methodology, findings, discussions, conclusions, and references. Okay, based on the previous study from Janti et al. In year 2019, they found out that the CO compensation have a positive relationship with the firm performance. However, the study from Tariff in year 2010, he found out that there is an insignificant and negative relationship between CO compensation with the firm performance. And next, the study from Lokman et al. In year 2012, they found out that the company that have high governance quality are more likely to voluntarily disclosure the information about the corporate governance practices. And this study is supported by Haidt et al. In year 2008, which is the good government practices can increase the level of transparency with better disclosure. And let us see the news from Singapore with regarding the mandatory disclosure of CEO pay. And based on the Principle 8.1 in Singapore Code of Corporate Governance, the company must disclose each individual director and the CEO names, their amounts, and the breakdown of the remuneration in the annual report. And let us see the Malaysia Code of Corporate Governance in year 2021. There is no any statement that clearly state that the CEO as an individual they need to disclose the remunerations. And based on the practice 8.3, we can see that the companies are encouraged to fully disclose the detailed remunerations of each member of senior management on a name basis, which means that the disclosure of CEO remunerations is voluntary but not compulsory in Malaysia. And this is the methodology we use in our study. We choose the population which is from the listed company in Busan, Malaysia, and the sample that we selected is the top 100 of public listed company in Malaysia in year 2021. And where we obtain the list, we obtain it from the Busan Malaysia website, and the list called FTSE Busan Malaysia KLCI, which is based on the market capitalizations, which has at least free float of 15%, and it is liquid enough. And we obtain the data from the annual report in year 2021 and 2020. The data that we focus is on the quantitative study, which we examine the main three elements. The first is the disclosure of salary and PERS in current year. The second is the disclosure of salary and PERS in last year, and the reason stated for the increment of the salary. And we measure it based on the mark. If the company disclose it, we mark as 1. And if the company did not disclose it, we mark as 0. And in the meanwhile, we also examine the total remuneration in year 2020 and in year 2021. We focus descriptive analysis, which is measurement of central density in our study, such as means, median, mode, and standard deviations. And this is our findings in the table forms. Let us see our result in the pie chart. So the first element that we examine is the disclosure of salary and PERS in current year. we found out that there are 90 public listed companies disclose the CEO salaries, and only 10 public listed companies do not disclose it. And we move to the second measurement, which is the disclosure of salary and perks. In last year, we found out that there are only 13 public listed companies disclose the CEO salaries, and the remaining 87 public listed companies do not disclose it. As well as the last measurement, which is the reason stated for the increment of salary. Only one listed company disclose the reason, and the remaining 99 public listed companies do not disclose any valid reason. Okay, so this is the total remuneration in year 2020 and in year 2021. In year 2021, we have the 5.9 millions of remuneration. In year 2020, we found out that there is 4.8 million. So the total remuneration increment from year 2021, from year 2020 to year 2021 is about 22.18%. So our study is supported by the study from Ashley et al. In year 2021, which is many companies have not clearly stated the total and the details of the CEO compensations. And the second study from Ismail et al. In year 2010, this study is regarding the qualitative study, which they run a structured interview with top 100 companies in Malaysia. And they found out that majority of practitioners believe that the company should improve on voluntary disclosure, and 50% of the practitioners believe that the data on director compensations and other benefits were poorly stated. And last but not least, the study from Jandy et al. In year 2019 also found out that the disclosure about the CEO compensation are not mandatory in Malaysia, which is I mentioned in the introduction. So, in conclusion, there is a low level of transparency disclosure about the CEO salary in the annual report, which are 90 disclosure CEO salary in current year, 13 company disclose CEO salary in the last year, and only one stated the reason for the increment of the salary. It is important to have a transparent and comprehensive disclosures which enable the shareholder and the investor to understand the factor that influence the CEO pay rise. So the government should strengthening the regulatory guideline and introducing the clearer reporting applications that can encourage the greater transparency in disclosure about the CEO compensations. So these are the references that we use in our study, and thank you.